Hello everyone, it's Brocken here, and in the last couple of episodes, we've been expanding the city a lot. We've added this one, well, all of these. Oh, that creeper. That was angry. I thought I was about to die then, and everything there was about to be gone. We've been expanding the city a lot, and we haven't really gone outwards for a while. I mean, the last thing we did, I guess, was a bridge, but that's still going to be part of the city at some... That's where that went. Gosh, I've been looking for that for like well, maybe not 2 episodes, but for ages. Yeah, but we need to expand the city, and it's going to be over there. We've not gone, well, we've gone pretty much every direction bar this way. We've gone over there, all the way over there, done a mine over there, bridge. I guess the Pridwin can count as over there, but we haven't expanded into this bit quite yet. And we are going to do something which is going to be quite tall. More of a kind of, I guess, just to be seen in the background. I mean, it will look pretty good close up, but meant to be seen from a distance. That city is going quite big, isn't it? But yeah, it's gonna be, well, I don't really know how tall exactly, I didn't check, but probably about 100 blocks, I don't actually know. But it's gonna be mainly tough, some crimson and some other bits like that, and it's gonna be flaky, yes, at the top. It's got some loose inspiration from something which is kind of near-ish where I live, not, well, same country, which is the Wallace Monument, I think it's called. It's basically a tower that kind of meets in the middle, but I've not met it in the middle, and it's a wee bit different. So, it's different, but it's similar, inspired. But yeah, we need to get quite a bit of tough and some crimson. So let's go and get some crimson first, and let's just get straight into that. And with that, we've got 5 stacks of crimson gathered. This does need stripped though, so let's get it all stripped. And with all that wood stripped, we can go over to the mine, actually getting some use, and well, get a whole bunch of tough. And I also organized my ender chest a wee bit. So now everything's just a wee bit tidier. And I got rid of the random potatoes and rotten flesh I had in there for no reason. And yeah, this is where I get... Somehow I've got every single, like, other rock here. I've got granite, andesite, and diorite, like, everywhere throughout this. So I come down here and just mine whatever I need. Because for some reason it spawned everything in this kind of one wee area. So it's quite handy. But if I go down, my parkour is not my forte, as you can tell. If I go down this, that's the up bit. Oh, I've broken this at some point. If I go down here, all the way down, I can try and find some pocket of puff, which should be somewhere. Pretty sure when I was just mining for deep slate, I found one. Somewhere, is that one? Nope. There's one. Right there. So, we can get all of this mined out, and if I find any more, there might be a bigger one somewhere. Hopefully. There's some. Yeah, let's get... Probably gonna need like a full shulker of puff. So let's fill this up. So let's do we spin and then open this again, and it should be full or mostly full. And completely full Shulker box. That was actually quite painless, to be honest, because of the beacon. There's a good few, I think, over here. Nope. 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 One of them. Was it not? Maybe it was further this way. I don't know. There's a good few pockets which I managed to get a good amount out of. Maybe this. That one. Possibly. Yeah. Down here. I got one. And then there's another one somewhere else which I got most of it. And then another one kind of up and above the beacon, basically. Gosh, I'm so turned around in this cave. Or mine. Up about there. So yeah, let's take these up to the, I guess, build site. We're going to be building it pretty much here, but we do need to, well, clean up some of this terrain. As a wee, well, by a wee bit, I'll go into freecam for this. Actually, this is probably a good use of freecam. Yeah, there's a lot of holes and, well, this is where the big tower. This is one of the places I used to get the discs before I turned the old creeper farm into a disc farm by just a skeleton behind the creepers where they spawned and then just getting them to shoot. So yeah, it's was pretty damaged by that. We can try and get some of this. I won't get all of this cleared because it is loads of just kind of open caves, I guess. I don't know why the train did this, but yeah, all the caves gonna have this going throughout, and then there's the big cave. I think down here where the ancient city is, it's down there. So yeah, it's full of caves and all this. At some point, this will be all farmland with some farmhouses. I think I've got a farmhouse kind of not built, but kind of plotted out here. So on top of this week in a mound. There's loads of ground back here, but I might turn into pastures or whatnot. I'm gonna split it up a wee bit with the bridge coming across, and then across. I think the bridge across to about here. I'm gonna have to build the train out though. Bridge will come across to about there, then have a path going up, and then to tower, which I'm gonna build, and then pastures there, and then maybe another road through here to maybe my spawn. I saw it's Marlow. He's got his path from his base to his spawn, and I thought that was quite good. Good wee kind of, not wee, big build to do, which is quite useful to a point. I don't tend to lose my spawn too much. I tend to kind of sleep in the same spot, but occasionally I have spawned over there. It's not actually that far of a walk, to be honest. It's not the worst. It's only probably 200 blocks, something like that. It's literally just, like, might even be able to just, almost see it. If I turn my render just up, I can't, because I forgot that there's that mountain. It's on the other side of that mountain. I thought that was that mountain. But no, it's like a little beach, pond on a beach, just over there. So, now everything's going to load in again. Hopefully this isn't going to make this recording laggy. Turn that down. But, yeah, let's start the build. I think, well, if I start the build, let's clean up some of this terrain. So let's get a wee time lapse, or maybe just a cut. I'm not sure. Might look a wee bit boring. If it looks really boring, then I'll just do a cut. But get this kind of rough area cleaned. And well, we're back, and as you can see by the patches of dirt, it is all covered. I'm not sure if I did make it into a time lapse or not, but you can see I went for this one. I might cover this, I might not. I kinda like it. You know what I mean? I don't mind this one. I cleaned it up a bit, but I don't mind it because it's quite a big, you know, I might cover that up. Just maybe this one. I'm gonna build this up a bit. I also left that one there. I don't mind the big ones, they're fine. The wee ones, not so much. But yeah, I think, oh yeah, the other thing, as I was looking out here, I was thinking I probably should try voxy again, because I keep seeing it, and it looks fine for other people. I tried it, and it just looked really weird. Even though I know you have to fly around and load everything, and then it kind of stays loaded. I could just tell that, you know, it wasn't right. You know what I mean? I could tell, like, the blocks were, like, you know, 4 times bigger. It just didn't look right to me. I don't know. Or, like, these were all, you know, full blocks, and I can kind of see that from distance. There's probably a settings, and I just didn't change it because I couldn't be bothered. But I will try it again, just so, you know, this looks more open, and it will look better when see, you know, because, you know, at some point this entire area will be somewhat covered. You know, like, some of this stuff might become just kind of open ground, but it will be terraformed in some way. You know, this is going to be, this needs, I'm not sure I'm going to light this up without it looking weird, but this Why is... Oh, it's because the sheep's been eating it and there's no light, so it's not been growing. That's weird. But, yeah, at some point I'm going to build a wee castle. That might be somewhat soon, actually, because I've got starting to get ideas for this, if you know what I mean, picturing it in my head. But all of this, to a point, maybe probably just make this a path over here, going round and into the mountain, and another bridge. The quarry is something which I've never actually finished how I wanted it. Wanted this to be an actual, quarry. This was just meant to be the first kind of storage building with some other buildings dotted about and some bigger cranes and maybe even a dock down here. Possibly well, here would be better. Kind of carve out this. Kind of get everything finished. I do want this whole area to be, finished, I guess would be the best way to put it. At some point, this is all going to be farmland around the castle. Terraformed. The one annoying thing about my world is, or at least, well, the bit I built on, so many open caves everywhere. But yeah, just some point, and then be Harbour Town down here. Big city expansion around this bit to about there. And then all the way down there to another wee harbour there. And this is going to be farmland. This will be the main farming. Well, people have to eat. It looks weird when you've got a huge city and then around about you've got no farmland. So yeah, as I say that though, let's get into this. Now, I have got basically two designs for this. One of them has some glasswork at the top, be a bit kind of mythical, I guess. Basically saying the reason there's so much farmland here is because of this tower, and it's got some, fertility benefit or something. I don't know. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I might leave it for this episode, and then if I'll put a picture of it, and if people really like it, I'll add it. If not, then I'll just leave it out. I'm not 100% sure about it. But yeah, let's get into this build. Let's get all this stuff and start building. And yeah, I have decided to bite the bullet and get voxy properly this time, and it works. Yeah, I can see all the way over to the lumber mill and water wheel. So yeah, it definitely works. I've just never really gone for it. I'll have to check if this is working fine with OBS, not making it laggy. But yeah, definitely a good mod. I think, well, it depends if I can see my old farms over there. That would be kind of annoying. Well, stuff which I don't even go to. I guess I can get rid of that, to be honest, if I can. But yeah, I've been working on this, but I have ran out of. Well, I've not ran out of tough, but I ran out of smooth tough, whatever it's called. So yeah, got no more tough left after a full shulker of tough. We're going to go mining again. I need my shulker. Right, so I'll go and get some more, and we can get back to this. You also need to get the crimson in, but we've also got some other block terracotta. That's the block, which needs to go in, which I need to go and get as well. So we can go and get some more tough, which I'll just cut, and then if anything interesting happens whilst I get terracotta, then I'll show that. But probably not, so it'll probably be a cut back to right where I am. And we're back. So I've got everything. I have no idea if I showed any of that. I don't think I did. Pretty sure I didn't. Because, well, nothing really happened. I just got some of this and some more of that. But yeah, I'm not... Did I say? No, I can't remember. I'm not sure, but yeah, I've got voxy. So that's one thing I'm not a huge fan of, is I can see that there where I went for the nether portal to get the terracotta. I can see that. So I wish there was like a cut off, I guess, but because I'm not going to fly, and then you can also see my farms over there, or the old farms. But yeah, I mean, looking that way, I can see spawn now, which I think in the last episode I said. Spawn is, I believe, there? Right opposite the kind of, it's like in the birch opposite that big tree there. So it's right there on the beach is where I spawned in. So yeah, very, very nice. Oh, well, if I fall off, that won't be very helpful. Um, yeah, it's definitely a very interesting mod, but that's the one thing I'm not a huge fan of. I guess I could fly over there and it would kind of fix itself. I wish there was like a slight, cut off where it did kind of fade into something, kind of nothingness. But maybe there is, and that isn't just, it's just not that far away. Massive cave there. But yeah, quite a unique mod. Oh, second time. I should really look where I'm going. I'm gonna die in a second. That would be embarrassing. But yeah, we eat. You prefer looking at my hearts and just panicking, or hoping. But yeah, it's a good mod. I'm still like, you can kind of see that those stairs are the wrong way round and stuff like that. But that's because I'm just nitpicking, I guess. But yeah, I'm very unsure about it, just because not everything is perfect. If you know what I mean with the mod, like you can see the, that is floating, and you can see that they're upside down. That might be stuff I can fix if I just mess about with it for a bit. But yeah. And also, I have been working on this. Got the outlines, and I've got my vision put down, and I can kind of see what I'm going to be doing. So that will be next episode, but I think that might actually be a couple episodes project. Not like that thing where I've been very slow at building it. That would be like part one, part two kind of thing. I'm not sure if I'll have time to actually build everything in one episode, because it will be, well, that whole island will be transformed basically. I think I've said in the past something about a castle. That's kind of what I've done, and it doesn't really make sense with this right next to it. But if you know The Witcher and Toussaint, is it the Blood and Wine DLC? That's the inspiration for it. So you might be able to get what I'm gonna go for. Well, this is also inspired by The Witcher in a sense, by the layout and the palette and the way I've built it. Same with that tower is actually Fallout, surprisingly. I know it looks nothing like it, but it started off as one of the towers or one of the skyscrapers in Fallout, and I changed it a huge amount. So it's quite funny that's how I get my inspiration for builds, is games. Find it the best way to get inspiration. But let's get straight back into building this and finish this. I think, yeah. And with that, it is built. So I've gone for this kind of purple, obviously, because I use crimson. Or yeah, crimson wood. Yeah. We got this little bit which you cannot see anything out of. But yeah, good wee view to look over, and you can still see floating island. But I'll go into GT cam just to get a better view without having to fly about. But yeah, it's just meant to be a kind of background piece. I quite like, and it's got a good bit of color, which is obviously what I'm going for in this build. That's weird. Guessing that's oh, that is, because I see what that is. Because of my render distance, I put it down to 10 chunks because there's no point in having it that high. When you fly over here, It doesn't suspect. Whoa, that is weird. When you fly out of that range, stuff doesn't exist, so it's all weird. Whoa, that's that's quite cool in a way. Really strange, but quite cool. Obviously over here, it's not going to do that. Fine, yeah. So anyway, yeah, just kind of as like a background piece, something to look at. And when there's a bunch of fields of flowers and food, yeah, it'll look a lot better. I might, well, I'll probably just do that between. Actually, I'll take uh, what's the saying? Note from. Is that the saying? Yeah, I'll basically just steal an idea from Whip, and I'll just build a field most episodes or something, even if it's not on camera. I'll just like each week basically I'll build a field, because it's something which is not something particularly interesting to see getting done. So I'll just, unless you can make it interesting, I'm not gonna steal his entire idea. Obviously, I'm just gonna pop one in each week until it's full. I might not even record it. So yeah, just until this is filled out a little bit. So between episodes, between next and this one, I might have built a couple. Shouldn't take me too long. But yeah, next episode I think will be part 1 of that. I don't know how many parts it's going to be. It's basically a minier version of that, if you know what I mean. It's going to be a wee kind of its own little settlement for there, which I think would be quite nice as just having these background pieces. A bit of lore, I guess. That's why that is there. The idea is this is going to be holding something which this Pridwin, even though it's not called the Pridwin, and has nothing to do with Fallout, don't sue me, at all. Yeah, it is the reason why it's here. Because it doesn't really make sense, I know. This word is not really meant to add together. It's not meant to be fully logical. But yeah, that is the end of the episode. So thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Good